These are the houseplants I would recommend to you based off your personality and what you are potentially looking for. If you are looking for a big statement plant, you cannot go past the bird of paradise. This is a Strelitzia Nicolai. They are so big and beautiful and a great statement plant for any large space. Another beautiful plant for a statement plant is the Monstera Thai Constellation. A great option if you would like a variegated beauty. This is one of my favorite houseplants and she grows very quickly as well. If you want a plant that won't outgrow its space quickly, I recommend going for a snake plant, also known as the mother-in-law's tongue, or a ZZ plant is also a great option. I love both of these plants and they will grow larger in time, but they are not super fast growing if you do live in a smaller space. Also, don't believe what you hear online, these are not low light plants. Although they can survive in lower light conditions, they definitely won't thrive, and we want our houseplants to thrive. If you are someone who loves to fuss over your houseplants, I do as well, you tend to overwater them, I highly recommend getting a beautiful Begonia or a maidenhair fern, or any fern for that matter. These ones are high water, you can add water to them daily and also mist them. They will both thrive in a humid environment and won't get upset at you if you keep their soil damp. On the complete opposite end, if you tend to forget that your plants exist or you travel a lot, I highly recommend getting a Euphorbia, also known as the African milk tree. These are so pretty and I love the foliage that grows. These are also quite spiky. Another plant you can go for is of course a cacti. Again, very spiky and also very low water. Both of these plants you can get away with watering only once in the hotter months, and then you can water them once a season in winter and fall and they will be absolutely fine. I highly recommend planting these in a cement planter or terracotta as well. If you tend to forget that your houseplants exist and underwater them but don't want a cacti or a succulent, then consider getting a hydro plant. I have had this Monstera living in water for well over a year now. I transferred it from soil. These are really low care. I just top up the water as needed and I'll also add a liquid nutrient once a month. This is one of the plants that did the best when I left for a month because it didn't need me to set up anything special for it to thrive. There is quite a few plants which can live fully hydro, including the peace lily as well. And also I have pothos, which have also been living in water for well over a year. This is the nutrients I add monthly. It's just a liquid plant food. And that's it. Top her up as needed. If you've got a super sunny spot in your home and you want a plant which can trail and look gorgeous on a windowsill, then you can't go past the string of pearls. This is another one of my favorites. It is a variegated string of pearls. So there's green and white and cream pearls, which are just so stunning. This one gets full sun a lot of the day. Again in terracotta. I'm obsessed. Get one of these. If you want a houseplant that's going to give you a daily show, then you have to get a Calapia. The leaves on this plant follow the sun, so they will stand all the way up and lay flat all the way down. This is flat at the moment. I promise they're not as hard as everyone says they are. I have a whole bunch of them and I love this plant. Just like the Begonia and the Fern, they like a lot of water. So don't shy away from a self-watering pot and keep them out of direct sunlight. If you want a houseplant that will thrive no matter what you do to it, go for the Monstera delissiosa. These will grow big and beautiful basically no matter what the condition is. If you want one that is going to make you question your life and skill, get a fiddle leaf fig. Not really though, I have 6 Ficus lyrata and I love them. I find them quite easy care. Just make sure they're in a fairly bright spot and don't overwater them and you'll be fine. If you are looking for a houseplant which is easy to propagate because it makes its own pups, aka babies, then don't go past the Pilea. Another of my favorite plants, I feel like I'm saying that with every plant, but I love them. You can cut off any of these little pups and grow a whole new plant with them, and then it will make its own pups in return. This is the never-ending plant. You can leave the pups on for a big and beautiful and full Pilea, because who doesn't want that? These are very easy to propagate both in water or in soil, because if you snip far enough down you can find little roots already, or you can take a stem cutting and propagate that as well. The Maranta is another great option if you want a plant that is going to give you a nightly show, just like the Calathea. This plant also likes a lot of water. I use a self-watering method, which is the string method, which you can watch here. She's an absolute beauty. Lots of water, low light, fast growing, will give you a show. If you're looking for a gorgeous plant which will climb, I recommend the Filerendum Brazil. It is quite slow growing, but that's not always a bad thing. I did recently repot this one and I left her where she was to repot, which was much easier. You can watch the repot here. And finally, if you are after a super easy, low care, medium light, medium water plant that again, you can do anything to it and it probably won't die, and it's also very easy to propagate, then you can't go past a pothos. This is a neon pothos, which is why she's a beautiful, vibrant green, almost yellow. Got 2 main stems here. They're super easy to propagate because you can cut any section with a node, which are these little bumps here. Stick it in water and roots will grow within the week, and then you can replant it in the same pot so it's not bald on top. You can just let it hang and grow. A real beauty. It's obviously not getting any direct sunlight up there, but you can see there's some bright sun coming from there and also windows there. Let me know if you enjoyed this kind of video, and I hope to see you all soon.